Welcome to the Joshua Jordan Experience. Listen to gather mystical insights for an extraordinary life. Hello, my beloved friends. Welcome once again to the Joshua Jordan Experience. I'm so glad you're here. Before I get into our video today, I'd like to apologize for this rather cheesy Zoom background behind me. I am not in my home office and the background behind me is kind of cluttered, so I thought I'd give you something a little more pleasant to look at. And I would also like to ask you to please smash that thumbs up button. And if you've been enjoying our content, please subscribe. It really helps out our channel and it means a great deal to me. Thank you. I'm going to talk today about the importance of our emotions. Recently, I read a post from a friend that had a list of 8 things the author wished they had known sooner in life. We've all had that feeling once in a while, like, if I had known then what I know now, kind of thing. Most of the items on the list were very practical, made a lot of sense to me, but one item saddened me. Now, what could that possibly be? Well, that item stated that we should always be happy and that it is never an option to feel sad. So, teaching this to people that somehow there's something wrong with the full range of our human emotion is what creates the world we live in today. In order for us to make the global transition and arise out of the types of environments we're creating for ourselves now, we need to become emotionally intelligent. We need to raise our emotional IQ. And that means that we need to recognize, first of all, that all of our emotions have purpose. All of our emotions are valuable and worthy of expression. And Joshua has talked about that before, but today I will go into more detail. However, teaching people that there's something bad or wrong about feeling sadness just causes people to try to pretend that they're happy when they're not. Or people going through depression then must think there's something wrong with them because of the weight of sadness they often carry with them. So what Joshua teaches us is that if you have ever lost a loved one, or if a beloved pet has died, or even if you went for a job interview for something you really wanted and didn't get it, sadness is a natural emotion. It is a part of our human process. And if you're not permitting yourself to feel sadness, that's really unhealthy. And you are shoving your full range of emotions into shadow because you judge some feelings to be negative or bad. So let's take a closer look at it. I want to share with you some reasons for experiencing the full range of your emotions, including sadness. And I will share these bullet points in the description section below of this, below the YouTube video. So, first of all, as I said, sadness is a natural reaction to loss, disappointment, and change. It is our mind and body's way to process difficult experiences. So sadness is a natural response. Also, sadness helps us heal. Allowing yourself to feel sad can actually aid in your healing, in your emotional progress. Suppressing sadness can actually delay healing, and acknowledging it allows you then to work through your pain or your loss or your grief. Sadness is a feeling that is a part of the human experience. Therefore, When you feel it and know what it is, you have experienced it, it deepens your empathy with others when they are going through a period of loss. When someone might be telling you, oh, my mother died. You know, my mother died when I was 6 years old. And to say that sadness is never an option is really not conscious. It's absolutely unconscious to try to pretend we're always happy. When someone told me your mother died, do you think I was supposed to say, oh, I'm so glad you told me that? I'm really happy for her. No, that's ridiculous. Sadness and grief have a place in our life. And having been through it, having knowing what it is, then helps us to empathize with others and feel connected to them when they are going through their own grief. Also, sadness can lead to growth and insight. There are times when sadness prompts reflection and introspection. When we take a look back at what's going on and how I feel. And my personal growth and clarity can be expanded by my understanding the experience of sadness. And finally, the fact that you know what sadness means and what it feels like increases your ability to experience joy and happiness. Happiness and joy are meaningless if you have never known sadness. Joshua tells us to the height and depth and breadth that you can experience sadness equals the height and depth and breadth of which you can experience joy, happiness, bliss, and so on. So these are just 5 very simple reasons. And as I said, I will include them in the comments below. I want to just say very clearly, feeling sad doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. All of our emotions have purpose and validity. As I said in my most recent recording, the source of all that is created within us all of itself so that we can experience all that is experienced by the very creator. So the creator knows what sadness is. The source that created all that is includes grief, sorrow, loss. And if you are trying to cut yourself out from that, trying to cut yourself off from having these experiences, then you are not whole and complete. And the goal of oneness is to know your whole self, whole and total. Therefore, not a single one of my feelings is bad or negative or wrong. We have been taught a lot in the law of attraction that there are emotions that are negative, and if you feel these emotions, you're attracting negative. That is not necessarily true. Sometimes when we go through our sadness, we're actually attracting compassion from others. We're attracting empathy and love. And people want to love us through those experiences and remind us, this too shall pass. A better day is coming. You will heal and you will feel happy again. And if you do get caught in a deep depression, it is a good idea to seek some support from a professional to help you work through whatever is keeping you stuck in feeling a certain range of emotions. Now, doesn't mean those emotions are negative, and yet, if you get into a depression, it can rob you of joy and keep you from enjoying things that are happening around you each day. for which normally you might be happy. So we don't want to get stuck or believing we should stay stuck in any particular set of feelings. All of my feelings are valid. All of my feelings deserve constructive expression. And this is emotional intelligence. This is something that we will be experiencing more frequently as we awaken to the new age. In the new age, there won't be any emotions we call negative, and there won't be any feelings that we shun because we think they're attracting negative experiences. All of that is a misunderstanding. Our entire emotional range aids in our survival. Fear alerts us to danger, so we cannot do away with fear, but we can certainly manage it. We need not be fearful of other humans. We need not be fearful in our daily environment. And yet, we want to be alert. We want to be aware of our environment because there are things that can threaten your survival. When I'm crossing the street, I'm aware, I'm alert, I'm paying attention, but I'm not fearful. So you see, our emotional intelligence is an important part of awakening to the new age. You know, your emotions, the whole scope of your emotions, can motivate change. Even our discomfort or our anger or frustration can inspire us to make changes. So we want to welcome those feelings that push us forward and challenge us and cause us to improve our circumstances so we can feel better. Of course, the goal is to feel good. I'd love to feel good all the time. And for the majority of the time, I'd like to believe I'm happy. And yet, I do not shun any of my feelings, and I do not deny when I have my own moments of sadness, loss, or even periods of depression. And if I feel that depression becomes life hampering or crippling, I seek some professional help. And if I may suggest, if you are going through depression, I recommend cognitive behavioral therapy. It's not the same as talk therapy where you sit and go over your whole childhood and blame your mother for everything that's wrong in your life. No, cognitive behavioral therapy is much more active in the present to change my mindset so that I may go about my life without such a heavy heart. All right. I think that I have said enough about this today. I just want to remind you that your emotions, the full scope of your emotions, connect you to all that is. Yes, everything you could possibly feel exists in the scope of all that is. It was created by the Creator for our fullness of experience, for our wholeness in human and beyond experiences. So remember, when you are feeling vulnerable, reach out to someone who is empathetic and compassionate and can listen well and hear you out. And you will find that in that environment, healing is accelerated, healing is promoted. Now I'm going to the best of my ability, bring Joshua through to speak to you about this. Hello, beloved one. It is my joy and my honor to speak to you once again. This subject we are addressing is extremely important for the transition you are going through, raising the energy around the planet. And that is the understanding and acceptance of the whole experience of your feelings. Yes, even I, as an entity removed from physical incarnation, experience the full range of feelings within this very source that created me. I do not fear any of my feelings. I do not fear any of my emotions. In my Joshua experience of all that is, I have drawn upon every one of my feelings to give me the empathy and the power I need in the moment to communicate clearly with Jordan and with groups. You see, when I am in a group, if I can reach out and expand my understanding of this entire group gestalt, its entire energetic expression, it takes a wide range of my emotional feelings to encompass a large group. And yet, my objective is that when I am in groups, I want to sense what the audience needs. And through my empathy and compassion, I am able to sense what the group energy is calling for. And I may address it then in a live setting. Because I speak to you through video and you are not together as a collective while listening to my voice, it is not as easy for me to tune into you as a collective, as a group of people. And yet I do feel some of you energetically, individually, particularly when you call me, when you call to me, and I tune into you. I do sense your feelings. And through my empathy and compassion, I do my best to align with what might be useful, what might be helpful to you in the moment. So I hope you will always call upon me, no matter how you are feeling. Even if you are angry, you may call upon me. I understand the entire range of the feelings within all that is. It is not some puny little human emotion you are having. Some people seem to think that once they leave the earthly experience, that suddenly they're going to be in a heavenly place where they're always in joy and they're always happy and everything is perfect. I hate to disappoint, and yet I want to be honest with you. You create your own reality, no matter what dimension you find yourself in. Now, think of this. If I create my own reality, why not create a reality in which I am always happy, always in bliss, always joyful? The truth is that while you do that, and you may do it for an eon, you will find that you are losing the connection with all that is. You are swimming in a part of the pool of mass consciousness that is actually limited in its range and scope of experience. And to experience all that is the quest. And you have eternity in which to do that. So be whole, be complete, be balanced. Know that, yes, times of sorrow happen. While I am dwelling on the earth plane means I have human connections And humans have a lifespan, a lifetime. That means that some people that I know will die while I am still remaining on the earth. And that might make me sad. I may feel very sad for the loss of this loved one. So know that this too shall pass. You will feel your grief, you will feel your loss. And yet, good times are still available to you. Happiness is still there, waiting for you. And in feeling the full range of your emotions, when you come out of a time of sorrow, your joy is so much more appreciated. You are so much more grateful for your feelings of happiness and bliss. So allow yourself to be whole and complete. Allow yourself to express every feeling you have and endeavor to learn how to do that in a way that is most constructive. And yet, destruction is a part of all that is as well. Perhaps I will talk to you about that in a future recording. Thank you so much for your loving time and attention. We would appreciate if you help this channel grow. You see, Jordan is a channel, and he has this thing he calls a YouTube channel. And I would like both of them to get more exposure. For you see, the wisdom that Jordan has accumulated over his lifetime is valuable to many. And this channel of YouTube can help reach folks that may never encounter Jordan in person. And all of you, each of you, any of you, may call upon Joshua at any time. I will answer you. That is my promise. I love you. And I want to say, let the light grow. And you do that by letting love show. And may your life be fun. Always be true to yourself. That is my simple life plan for you. And I bid you good day. Thank you for listening. We hope you heard something to ponder and gained inspiration for your journey. Please join us again next time. Joshua says, let the light grow, let love show, and let your life be fun.